Hey, Keith.
Oh, hey, Sante.
What's going on?
Oh, not much. What's up?
I heard it's your 30th anniversary coming up.
It sure is.
Mind if I ask you a few questions?
Okay.
To start, can you introduce yourself?
I'm Keith Tomensky. I've been here for 30 years. I worked in the parts department, and I've managed the parts department in Exeter and was the facilities manager there also. And now I'm up here working with Tony and the rest of the crew.
Awesome. Next question is, before motorcycles and Ocean State, you served in the United States Navy. What inspired you to enlist, and what are some standout memories from your time in the service, especially aboard submarines?
I worked on submarines. I worked on them at NSSF in Groton, Connecticut. Well, I wanted to get around and see different things and do different outdoor activities that were, associated with the different places where I was hoping to be stationed at.
I don't know if I have the timeline correct, but after the Navy, you attended and graduated from MMI?
Okay. After the Navy, I worked construction.
Okay.
I smashed my hand and then hurt my leg, and then I moved up to New Hampshire and became a ski bum/worker. I made snow, I taught skiing, I attended the lifts, and that's when I decided to go to MMI. I lived in an area called Black Canyon City, about 45 miles, 50 miles north of Phoenix. I had a trailer that was made by Harley-Davidson. It was a Holiday Rambler, so it was Harley at one time owned them. While I was at MMI, I did the prescribed courses. I also took the high performance course, the early model course, and a dyno course.
What drew you towards motorcycles as a career path, and what did that chapter of your life mean to you?
I originally started out wanting to work for a certain antique motorcycle restorer, but he went out of business, and that's when I kind of learned that when you're working in the antique field or the custom field, the job security might not be there. So I was on another search after that happened.
Your journey has taken you through several places along the way. Can you share what your time living in New Hampshire was like and how it compared to your years in Pennsylvania?
Oh, well, when I was growing up, I grew up in Western Pennsylvania in farmland, similar to the Foster area or Eastern Connecticut. Similar to that, very football-oriented, very farm-oriented area. I went to a vocational school for welding there. It was outdoorsy, but not in the way, say, New Hampshire was, where outdoorsy in Pennsylvania, where I was from, was hunting, fishing, trapping, working. New Hampshire was the hunting and fishing. I still did some fishing, but the hunting part, trapping part, that all went away. And it was more skiing, backpacking, and that kind of like has been driving me all along there on my hobbies now. Basically, still being outdoors, photography, and like I said, like the hiking and fishing and camping, do a lot of canoeing. So that's the type of stuff I do now. So it really turned my outdoor enthusiasm in a different direction.
Looking back, transitioning from military life, graduating from MMI, and finding your footing, did you ever imagine it would lead to a 30-year career at Ocean State Harley-Davidson?
I don't know. I thought originally I was going to stay in the military. I was young, so when there was some changes that the military made, I didn't feel that I wanted to go that direction. I said, okay, when my time was up, finished everything up and transitioned into the construction and onto the ski industry. But the military, boy, I owe so much to the military. Even it's just your bearing. I'm a little bit of a flighty person, so most of any bearing that I have, I owe to the military. I can be transitioned off, as one of my coworkers called it. I have a shiny marble syndrome, so shiny marble, woo! And I'm on my way that way, so.
Before Warwick, there was Exeter, a location with its own special chapter in OSHD's history. How long did you work in the Exeter building, and what role do you have there?
Well, I was there for I was there for the full time, so 19 years. And I was totally enjoyed what I was doing there. I could have done the whole 30 there, but I was here for the first part, and then we went to Exeter, and now I'm back here. So it is a nice little roundabout way of coming back to, the full circle back here to the main Ocean State building.
How did you end up working in parts and accessories?
All right, cool. That's a really good one. So here we are. Like I said, the antique thing kind of petered out, and I was home visiting my brother who lives in the area, and my sister-in-law said her and her girlfriends would come down here, and they were really very nice people. I had been here twice before. It's in our old building across the street, and I really liked the people I met. So I came in and I applied for a job, and I was told that Russ was looking for not a mechanic, but a mechanic that would be parts oriented to work with the service department. So I thought about it, and honestly, I looked at my hands, and I know my father, and we've all worked very physically over the years, and I know my dad, big arthritic knuckles. My brother, who's 2 years younger than me, he's getting the same way at that time frame 30 years ago, and I'm like thinking, I think I can run a computer, maybe do this, and it's still physical, lifting boxes and everything. It's just not the hammers and chisels and jackhammers and everything that's in construction. We don't use those out back. The hammers, the chisels, the jackhammers. We don't use those out back. But it's just so, that's why I said, okay, I'm going to try this parts thing. It worked out. I felt working with the mechanics, I can talk the same talk that they were. And working with the customers, I could express get their mechanical things they needed and then express it back to them. And also help them tune their carburetor over the phone, or, okay, you can't do this, don't do this. No, you really need to come in and see our technicians. So helping along that way. So it's been working out well.
Over more than 3 decades, you built deep relationships within the Ocean State Harley-Davidson family. On a personal level, what has this dealership meant to you beyond just being a place to work?
I have spent more time here with the people that I work with, for and with, than I have with my own family. I've shared meals, Christmases, holidays, been happy, sad. So I have to say this is probably a really big part of my family. And my real family, my brother and my mother. No, those guys too, but no, this is my family. Simple as that, and this is my home. I hope, for a long time.
You've earned the reputation as the go-to expert on older Harley-Davidson motorcycles. How did that knowledge develop over time, and what do you enjoy most about keeping those bikes and their history alive?
Well, when I was younger, before I bought my first Harley, I had been, it was before the internet, so you had lots of catalogs, and I had a hot rod. And I didn't have a Harley yet. I didn't have a Harley until I actually got in the Navy and could afford one. But, there was always dreaming. You had the catalogs and you had all the magazines. And, you'd pour through that and you'd build those bikes. Okay, this bike part fits this bike, my pretend bike, my dream bike. And that's how that worked that direction. But keeping older bikes running is it's preserving a legacy. It's something cool. New bikes now are very cool. I mean, they're super cool. But you pull into an ice cream stand or somewhere where there's people gathered, and that the folks are going to gather around and ask you tons of questions about your bike. And keeping these bikes running, like I said, it's a legacy. You're helping preserve history.
As you look back on where you started, everything that shaped you, and the years you shared at Ocean State Harley-Davidson, what impact do you hope to have had on the people you've worked with and helped?
I think everybody wants to have an impact and know that they've done something in their life that means something. I see that in my nieces and nephews. I see that when I have a customer come up and ask for me, and I try to give them the no BS opinions, knowing that my opinion counts. My opinion on a part counts. My opinion on performance, which is one of the things when I get people come in and ask me, well, what do you think? How would you build this bike? I'm like, oh, I'd do this. And then I go home and say, oh, they really value my opinion. That was always kind of surprising to me. But then it's like, I'd have somebody, one of my coworkers say, no, people respect what you do. Or my wife would tell me, no, they respect what you do. I say, cool. So, people respect my opinion. I think that's great. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Again, sorry to keep you from
Oh, no. I could talk all day. Give me a soapbox.